welcome into this edition of the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night. I'm Jamie McCracken. She is Lauren Cash. The weather stinks, but as always, we are here to entertain you with sports for the next 40 minutes.
Despite us not being able to go many places, really anywhere today, and it being this guy's birthday, happy 25th over here.
Thank you.
Here's the breakdown of our content. We'll have highlights of the Cumberland's men, UVA Wise men, and the Western Kentucky women, and more, a little bit more. Yeah,
Louisville. Let's start, though, with the top-ranked basketball Cats, specifically a former Cat. This was the scene at halftime during the Kentucky-Auburn game. I think we have a full-screen graphic to show you, but if not, that's okay. There he is. Yeah, Tony Delk getting his name retired, or his jersey retired.
Yeah, a special night for the former All-American point guard Tony Delk. You're going to see some highlights of him playing back at UK. Almost 20 years have passed since Delk rocked the Kentucky jersey, and this evening that 00 jersey took its rightful place in the Rupp Arena rafters. Delk honored during halftime of tonight's game against Auburn. Delk becomes the 43rd person associated with men's basketball to have his jersey retired. The most outstanding player in 1996, Delk still holds the school record for career-made three-pointers. He helped lead the Cats to the 1996 national championship.
It's a great honor just to be amongst the great players here who've laced up, who've worn the blue, and I played with a lot of great guys, and it was just fun just being here because I was just thinking about myself as I was walking in, starting in the backyard of Brownsville, Tennessee, to the hardwood of Rupp Arena. Whoever would have thought that. So just to be here, it all started in Brownsville. My brothers, my mom, dad, sisters, everybody helped me with this process, and so it's been great.
All right, now to the highlights. Number one, Kentucky, unranked Auburn. The Tigers are 2-45 all-time in Lexington. John Calipari, Bruce Pearl, let's go. First half, Andrew Harrison to Trey Lyles. Underneath, gets shoved, the bucket plus the foul. Cats by 14. Later, Lyles again. Here he comes. Willie Cauley-Stein with the dime, and that's all Lyles did scoring-wise. 2 dunks, 4 points, get out, go home. Kentucky up by 23. Under 45 seconds to go now in the half. Andrew Harrison up to Marcus Lee. 52-26 is the score at the break during halftime. As we showed you, former Wildcat point guard Tony Delk now has his jersey up in the rafters. Fans holding the 00 up. Go second half now. Auburn on the run. Karl Anthony Towns, get out of here. Blocks Antoine Mason's shot, and here comes Aaron Harrison at the other end. Let's look at it again. Towns, look at the swat. Then Cauley-Stein pushing it. Aaron Harrison finishing it. Later, Devin Booker. He isn't going to make the jumper, but here comes Marcus Lee to the rescue.
Dunking over to Kari.
Dunking over to Kari's right. Let's take another look at this one. It's a no-go for Book, but oh my goodness. I feel Dakari got posterized.
Yeah, he did get posterized.
You're supposed to posterize your teammates. All right, that play was fun. This play even better. Tyler Eulis doesn't even look, gets it up to Willie Cauley-Stein, and that happens.
Basketball ninja.
Yes, basketball ninja. That was the talk of Twitter tonight. We got to take a couple more looks at this. This is nuts. The pass that's unbelievable. He didn't even look.
He doesn't need to look.
Yeah. He knew WCS was there, and he jammed it home. This is your last look at it. Beautiful. All right, as we go to the highlights, Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Kentucky is 27-0. John Calipari gets his 100th win at Rupp Arena, 110-75. The Cats now just 4 games away from a perfect regular season.
You know, the fights are not just because we don't like each other. It's because we're just working so hard. We're competing so hard, and it shows every time we come on this court. You know, we're trying to make a statement, trying to be the best we could be. And also, we may be fighting in practice, but when we step on this court, we're one.
I think the deal was we've been on snow day for the past week, and we've been bored and couldn't leave our room. So there's just a whole bunch of built-up energy. So we had to get all our energy out, and we kind of just showed that today.
All right, just 4 games left on the sketch for Kentucky. Next up are the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Wildcats now going for 28-0. Tip time set for 7 p.m. inside Humphrey Coliseum on Wednesday, February 25th. Live coverage of the game on the SEC Network. The Dogs lost in a close one to number 18 Arkansas earlier today at home, 65-61. Interesting note real quick, we talked about Kentucky scoring 100 tonight. Tony Delk's senior year when they won the national championship, that team scored 100-plus points 10 times that season. pretty good.
That is a great little factoid there. Well, coming up later in the show, Louisville and Miami get together for an ACC showdown at the Yum Center.
Yeah, and up next, the UVA-wise men are in Fairmont, West Virginia. Highlights of the Cavs game versus Fairmont State. Georgetown, Cumberland's both teams ranked nationally in the NAIA, and the first time the two met, UC let it rain, shooting 51% from the field and handing G-Town its first loss of the season.
The two meeting for a second time this year, this one at Georgetown. Georgetown at home this afternoon, hosting the University of the Cumberland's Patriots. First half, check out Noah Cottrell. The nice cut back door. Dominic Bull finds him for the easy lay-in later. It's Bull from the wing. Knocks down the three. Tigers up 5 early on in the game. Then it's Cottrell again. He moves so well without the ball. Another layup for him. And as we go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard, Georgetown goes on to win it 69-55. Now let's check out the Mid-South Conference standings overall on the men's side with number 3 U-Pikes win on the road against Shawnee State today. They put some more distance between them and second place Georgetown. The Bears improving to 25-2 overall and 12-2 in conference play. The Tigers are 10-3. The Bears and the Tigers were supposed to meet in Georgetown Thursday, but because of the weather, story of this entire week, there's rescheduled to Monday at 8 p.m.
That's bull.
And the Cumberland Patriots have lost 4 of their last 6, dropping to 4th in the Mid-South.
All right, rough year for the UVA-wise men. The Cavs in Fairmont, West Virginia, just down the road from Clarksburg, where I'm from, taking on the Fighting Falcons of Fairmont State. Strong start for the Cavaliers. Tyler Maggard in the corner for 3. Minutes later, Maggard says, hey, you might want to guard me. Same spot, knocks it down again. Cavaliers lead by 4, 13-9. Fairmont, though, would respond. Brandon Vega with a path to the hoop. Takes it in. Little scoopage there.
That was nice.
Very nice. Tied game. The Cavaliers would keep pace, though, early. Jordan Smith feeds down to Matt Day.
Buckhorn.
Wow, trailing by just 1. Fairmont, however, goes on a 22-3 run. That's pretty good, too. His name is Thomas Wimbush. That was pretty good. Nick Harney now. He had a really nice day. Strong to the hoop there. The lead is 14 for Fairmont State. Wise trying to hang in. Scoop layup here. The scoopage today. Charles George. That's
really
good.
athletic.
Yes, very athletic. But this one all Fairmont. Jamel Morris, he scored 11. And then let's go back to Harney. Listen to these stats. Harney goes for 48 points on 21 of 30 shooting. He takes 31 shots, only misses 9 times. As we go to the Highlands. Black.
You can do that all day if you're going to make all those shots.
That's called efficiency. Look at that score. Fairmont stops their 3-game losing skid, winning 98-54. Here are the Mountain East Conference standings. Yes, you will notice no UVA-wise. There are 12 teams in the MEC. UVA-wise is dead last. West Liberty stands above everyone. The Hilltoppers continue their dominance. They are 23-2 on the season. One of those losses came to Fairmont State. They actually lost back-to-back games, but that's it. The Fighting Falcons are second best in the conference. 7 teams in the MEC have a winning record.
The 5th-ranked Lincoln Memorial Rail Splitters getting the home win on Senior Day over Wingate, 76-70. The Rail Splitters improved to 24-1 overall and 18-1 in the South Atlantic Conference. Since losing their first game of the season earlier this month, the Splitters have won 4 straight. Well, up next, Matthew Mitchell and the UK Hoops team will play Monday, not Sunday.
Yes, hear from head coach Matthew Mitchell as Kentucky goes to Ole Miss for a game against the Rebels.
All right, the weather is cold. The Western Kentucky women are hot. This is not a love poem, so I will stop. Obviously, Jamie wrote that for me to say.
Yes. Well, but you did make a point. The Lady Toppers are on a hot streak. They've won 4 in a row. Here we go. Going for a 5th straight win. The winner of WKU in Middle Tennessee claims sole possession on first place in Conference USA. First half, Olivia Jones fought 3. 6-0 MTSU. More Lady Raiders. Inside now to Cheyenne Parker. They're up by 4 now. Lady Tops coming back. Ivy Brown blocked. Oh, that's all right. Gets her own little mess up there and puts it in. WKU now up 3 when Alexis Govin stops and pops. Lady Tops lead by 6. Second half now. Chastity Gooch. Oh, Gooch. Going right into the paint and scoring. The Tops are ahead by 10 later. Lady Raiders putting together a run. That's Shanice Kaysen. Drives and scores. We're all tied up at 53. It's 57 all now. Micah Jones drives in, dishes to Gooch. Lady Tops up by 2. MTSU comes right back. It's Carson driving, putting it in. MTSU now up 1, but About a minute to play now. Lady Tops down 1. Gooch, the miss. Oh, Gobin. She's got it. And the Lady Tops have the 1-point lead, 61-60. Tashia Brown misses the free throw. One last heat from Rebecca Reuter. No good. She airballs it. As we go to the highlights, Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. WKU ends a 12-game series skid to MTSU. They win it 63-60. First place now in the conference.
It was just a team across the board, and I don't know, what did we shoot in the second half? Not really good. We wasn't shooting the ball well at all. But at the end of the day, we found a way to win. This was like an NCAA game, and it was a knockdown, drag out, and I'm just proud that our girls continue to keep battling. We went in at halftime, we were up, they cut the lead, went up, took the lead, and then we kept fighting. And I hope this is something that, hopefully the NCAA committee will look at that and see, what this team has done.
Lady Tops get the win. Kentucky women need a win. UK Hoops team in a slump right now.
Yeah, Matthew Mitchell's team has lost 2 games in a row for the first time since last January. 3 games left on the schedule as the Wildcats go to Ole Miss Monday night. The Rebels have lost 7 of their last 8, but the first time these two teams met, it was a close one. Kentucky won by just 6 points, and Coach Mitchell realizes the ladies down in Oxford are no pushover.
Well, tough game ahead with Ole Miss. We had a real battle with them here in Memorial, and they're fighting for some positioning right now and still have a chance to be 500 in the league, which always translates into good things for you. So I know they'll be motivated. Really tough team to prepare for. Matt has them playing extremely hard and has just done an amazing job with their turnaround. So.
All right, up next for the UK Hoops squad, they hit the road to Oxford for an important conference game against Ole Miss on Monday night. Game tips off at 7 p.m. and can be seen live on the SEC network. The Cats are 19-7 overall and 8-5 in the Southeastern Conference. Ole Miss 15-11 and 5-9 in conference play. The Kentucky women trying to end their 2-game skid.
All right, let's stay on the highlights. Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. The Patriot ladies travel to Georgetown and lose on the Tigers senior day, 80-65 in the 23rd ranked. U-Pike women also losing on the road to number 20 Shawnee State, 75-65. Moving to NCAA Division II basketball now. The Lincoln Memorial Lady Rail Splitters bringing in the conference leading Wingate and get the come-from-behind victory at home today, 63-60. The UVA Wise women, though, not so lucky on the road. They travel to Fairmont and West Virginia, and they lose 84-69 to the Fairmont State Fighting Falcons. Up next on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night, Louisville, Miami, the 12th-ranked Cards trying to rebound from back-to-back losses.
We'll have highlights from the KFC Yum Center. See what Montrezl Harrell did this time to get in trouble. Syracuse had a late Christmas party on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's right. The Orange invited Louisville to it, and they ended up sitting at the kids' table.
Rakeem Christmas scored 29 points and blocked 4 shots in a 10-point win over Rick Pitino's club.
Yeah, Pitino was without Chris Jones in that game because he suspended him due to a violation of team rules.
Whatever that means.
Yes, Louisville trying to mature up and get back to the adult table today, taking on Miami. First half, Sheldon McClellan rocking the rim. Miami up 11 in the Yum Center. Later, Montrezl Harrell doing Montrezl Harrell things. Banging the ball off of Tony Jakiri's face. Let's take another look at this one.
It's like a throw-in.
It is. This is usually a move you do to save the ball from not going out on you. What is that necessarily?
Guy got a concussion. Tidbit.
Bruh. Refs tagging with a flagrant. Back to basketball. Miami on the inbounds. Ball's thrown away. Now, this time it's necessary to actually save it from going out of bounds. Terry Rozier does, and then Harrell finishes with the dunk. All right, the Cards down 10 at the break. Second half, Louisville down 1. Harrell is fouled underneath. First free throw. Here we go. They're down by 1. Trez at the line. That's good. Second free throw. Miami looking on. Good. Cards take the lead. 7 seconds to go now. Louisville up 2. Angel Rodriguez for the win. No go. Harrell goes for 21 points, 14 rebounds. Louisville escapes a close one in the Yum Center.
All right, how about some SEC basketball? Florida at LSU. Some wildness in this one. Go first half. Jarrell Martin between the legs.
That's pretty good.
Showtime. How many other looks do we have on this?
Just that one. Then we have the oop.
Okay, this is the oop. Tim Quarterman.
That's Tim Quarterman.
Go get it.
Go get it.
LSU wins it 70-63. Staying on the scoreboard, or going to the scoreboard, Texas A&M's Daniel House tied his career high with 25 points off of 7 3-pointers. The Aggies defeat South Carolina and are looking more and more like a tournament team. Meanwhile, Kentucky's next two opponents getting together down in Starkville. Number 18, Arkansas defeats Mississippi State by 4. Kentucky will play the Bulldogs Wednesday in Starkville, and up then next Saturday will host the 18th ranked Razorbacks, who have won 3 straight against Kentucky.
Go get it. The Morehead State men's basketball team is near the top of the standings in the Ohio Valley Conference, and one reason why is an assistant coach who is from the mountains.
Yes, Preston Spradlin is in his first season as an assistant for Coach Sean Woods at Morehead State University after previously serving as an assistant for John Calipari at Kentucky. Spradlin is a Pikeville native who played at Betsy Lane and Alice Lloyd, and he spoke to WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg about how his Eastern Kentucky roots shaped who he is as a coach.
Preston Spradlin is happy to be back in the mountains after spending 5 seasons at UK.
It's been a great experience. I mean, I was able to bring a lot of my experiences from Kentucky and as a player to bring them here, and it's been phenomenal, you know, working for Coach Woods, working here at this university. The people here are great. It's a family atmosphere. They really get it here. They want to win.
Spradlin played high school and college ball in Eastern Kentucky, graduating from Betsy Lane in 2005 and then playing 4 years at Alice Lloyd College.
I'm very, very proud to be from Eastern Kentucky, very proud to coach college basketball in Eastern Kentucky, and there's a lot of pride with it. People love college basketball. They're educated fans. They love Big Blue. They love Morehead State. They love high school. They love it all. So I'm very, very blessed to be here.
Good action right there. And coaching at Morehead State put Spradlin closer to his family and friends.
You know, being here for me has just been great. I feel very at home here. My family likes it here. They love it, as a matter of fact. And they joke me all the time with the tickets. I think I bring more people to these games. Just my ticket list is growing every game.
Spradlin gives credit to his former teacher, Jim Frazier, a broadcaster for WYMT's Game of the Week, who Spradlin calls the Dick Vitale of the mountains.
He does a great job. He's just a wonderful people person, and did a great job connecting with his students and became friends with them. That's why I don't want to give away my age, but however many years later, after graduating high school, I'm still, you know, very, very close with someone like him because of that connection.
A mountain basketball connection trying to help Morehead State reach the NCAA tournament. With the MSU Eagles, Tanner Hesterberg for Sports Overtime Saturday night.
All right, good stuff, Tanner. Another former Mountain basketball player is also contributing to the Eagles this season. Former Breathitt County star Wes Noble is walking on at Morehead State and is redshirting his freshman year. Right now, Noble is gaining a lot of experience in practice by simulating the guards of MSU's opponents.
That's what I'm trying to do right now, just preparing these guys to get ready for their next game, and hopefully I'm doing an all right job of that. It's been pretty good right now. It's a lot different. The game's a lot faster, but I think I'm getting used to it and trying to get better every day.
All right, let's check out the Ohio Valley Conference standings. They look like this. Belmont and Murray State sit atop the East and West Division in the OVC. EKU and Morehead State both off today, but still fighting for seeding in the conference tournament. On the West, Murray State continues its dominant run through the conference, improving to 14-0 and 24-4 overall. OVC tourney takes place in Nashville Wednesday, March 4th through the 7th.
Up next with little to no high school basketball action this week. We didn't really have a lot in our full court press, but Josh McKinney will preview district matchups in next week's full court press.
That's right. And later in the show, we will announce our play of the week, even though you've probably already seen it with Willie College Sun.
You gave it away. All right, with little to no high school basketball action this past week, thanks to Mother Nature, we in the sports department were really bored staring at each other with no basketball to shoot.
You call that stir crazy, right? That being said, looking ahead to next week, there will be all kinds of district tournament action, hopefully, because we're really excited. Our sports director, Josh McKinney, previews next week's action in this week's Lee's Famous Recipe. Hazard and Whitesburg, full court press.
With Mother Nature wreaking havoc on the final week of the high school basketball regular season, many teams across the state will enter district tournament play next week having not played and in some cases even practiced in more than a week. But that does not mean first-round games will lack any sort of excitement and intrigue. Let's start in the 13th Region, 50th District. Corbin and Whitley County get together in round one. The Colonels beat the Hounds for the first time since the early 1990s last season and swept their rival in 2 games this season. Corbin last missed out on the 13th Region tournament in 2004 and will need a big win over Whitley if it wants to keep that streak intact. In the girls' 52nd, county rivals Harlan County and Harlan square off in round one. The Lady Dragons bested the Lady Black Bears in each of the 2 meetings this season, winning by 7 and 15 points. To the 14th Region, the leading scorer in Kentucky, Whitney Creech, aims to lead her Jenkins Lady Cavaliers to their first regional tournament berth since 2008. The Lady Cavs, though, must beat a Knott Central team that has already beat them twice this season. On the boys' side, in the 55th District, city rivals Breathitt County and Jackson City will meet for the first time all season in the first round of the district tournament. The Bobcats beat the Tigers in last year's first round, 76-51. Finally, in the 54th District, another chapter in the history of Perry Central versus Hazard.
The final 7 seconds in the call. He's at front court. 3, 2, here's his shot. It is good! Perry Central wins it! Perry Central wins it! Daniel Combs.
The Bulldogs and Commodores split 2 meetings this season with the road team winning each game. The first round matchup in district will be played at Perry Central, where Hazard beat its city rival just 2 weeks ago. This has been your Lee's Famous Recipe, Hazard and Whitesburg, Full Court Press.
And we should note, Perry Central did not have Braxton Beverly in that game, so it might be a little bit of a different story. We'll see. Take a look at the big game board for next week. Now, the district schedule is subject to change thanks to the weather, but we picked out a few first-round games to keep an eye on in the beginning of the week over in the girls' 52nd District, Harlan County. The ladies will battle it out. Lady Dragons swept the Lady Black Bears in the regular season, trying to go for 3-0 now against them. We jump to the 15th Region in a complicated 57th girls' district. A 4-way tie for the 1 seed Sheldon Clark and Paintsville meet up at 6, and then following that, Johnson Central, the Lady Eagles, and the McGoffin County Lady Hornets. On the boys' side, Tuesday, February 24th, Williamsburg versus South Laurel for a spot in the 13th Region tourney. And then the 2 split the regular season. Head back to the 15th Region for the boys' 57th District. Paintsville and Sheldon Clark get together Tuesday night for the second game from Johnson Central High School. And finally to the boys' 54th, Hazard, Perry Central. They split the regular season. So much high school basketball after being robbed of high school basketball last week. We couldn't be more excited for the postseason.
That was very well said.
Yeah.
Up next, we close out the show with our play of the week.
You wrote that. Plus the NFL Combine being held right now. An update from Indianapolis. Well, time for our play of the week, sponsored by Lincoln Memorial University. Oh, please take it easy. Where's the love and the peace? Why you dunking like you came from the streets? Willie Cauley Stein.
I don't
Drake
have anything
style.
to say. I have nothing to say.
Drake style. Seriously.
Oh my goodness.
Willie Cauley
The
Stein.
dunk was nice.
Yeah. I thought I performed that rap pretty well. Double clutch dunk. The pass by Tyler Eulis was sick too. Congrats, Cauley Stein, jamming at WCS with our play of the week, sponsored by LMU. All right, well, it's that time of year where a whole bunch of amateur football players run as fast as they can for 40 yards, jump as high as they can with no running start, and take an exam consisting of 50 multiple choice questions called the Wonderlic test.
Yes, the NFL Combine has become a major sporting event because people just cannot get enough football. If it means watching guys run in and out of cones or bench press 225 pounds as many times as they can. Receivers and quarterbacks working out today at the Combine in Indy. The Cincinnati Bengals will have the 21st pick in round 1 of the NFL draft. According to NFL.com, their top 3 needs are corner, safety, and place kicker. Here's head coach Marvin Lewis on the significance of the Combine.
Well, it's been important to me. You know, I've been in the AFC North for a long time. It's the only thing I know, really. And so I think you always have to build your football team that's competitive with the teams that are in your division. And it's going to be big teams, physical teams, and people, and that's where we've got to be put together. And I'm always conscious of that, yes. You know, we got to get back to winning football. And that's going to be important. And we're going to win because of our good players playing well and playing good and playing dominant. And we got to be more competitive in every area across the board, how we practice, how we do things, and we've got to get better as a football team.
All right, 4 Kentucky Wildcats working out in front of the scouts at the Combine, along with the quarterbacks and receivers. Running backs were up today. Braylon Hurd hit the field. Hurd spent just 1 season with the Wildcats, transferring from Nebraska before declaring for the NFL draft. He ran a 4.63 40. He's officially listed at 5'10", 198 pounds. Tomorrow, Bud Dupree and Zadarius Smith will work out with the defensive linemen. All right, that was fun, right?
Yes, always.
Okay. That'll do it for this edition of the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night. Number 1 Kentucky with just 4 games left on the regular season sketch.
Okay, actually before that, I have a poem that I wrote you that I'd like to read for the television audience for his birthday.
Okay.
Roses are red and you're my co-anchor Jamie. I'm lucky to work with you on the daily. Today is your birthday and you turn 25. 4 months or so you're older than me, at least until July. There's never a dull moment between you, me, and Josh, even if it's us making fun of you for eating butternut squash. But since today is your birthday, I'm going to be nice. I really like working with you, especially when I'm knocking you over playing football in the ice. Happy birthday. If you're reading this, it's already too late. Go to bed.
That was
Good
so
night.
sweet. Didn't see that coming.